What's good, everybody? Welcome to the 27th episode of the Cookout. How are y'all feeling?
What's up? Feeling good, feeling good. How are y'all?
I'm good. P. Rich, you got yourself muted. So if you can hear us, we can't hear you. Donovan, how you feeling?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. How's y'all weeks going? What's going on with y'all?
Man, I've been working all day.
Yeah.
Keeping these banks afloat.
I'm screaming. Yo, P. Rich, how are you? How's your week been? Oh, P. Rich having some
difficulties.
It happens.
Yes, it does.
All right, man. People get in here.
Hey, go ahead. Post in the comments. Yeah, BG Production. What up? That's Mark. What's happening, Mark?
Your garden, Mark, all the way from Germany. Thank you for joining us.
Nice. Oh, what up?
Yeah, so what's on the docket today?
We got a few things. Let me pull them up right now.
All right. And Coop will be joining us later. He's having some video problems.
I'll be right back.
All right. Let's see. We've got The Little Things, of course, was released on HBO Max yesterday. Black Widow might get pushed back again. Netflix plans Tomb Raider and Skull Island. That's the King Kong series. Netflix landed some anime series for those two programs. Netflix also announced The Sandman. It's a DC comic series, and they've announced it with casting, so it's definitely happening. You could vote for some new XMen characters. Some people who've been in Marvel for a while but never got the chance to join the XMen might have a chance in the comics, and you can vote for that. And lastly, we're going to talk about some WandaVision.
Yeah, man. What's that? We can go ahead and post that X-Men vote link in the comments.
You got that? Can you drop that in there?
Let me see here.
Whew. Comments. Welcome back, Beer Garden.
All right.
Okay, let's start with Black Widow possibly getting pushed back again. How are we feeling about the Black Widow film itself and everything that it's been through, and just how are we feeling about film during COVID in general? It's a topic that we talk about a lot, but it's just every day they're trying new things. They're giving us release dates and they're pushing them back, and it's just not happening.
Yeah, I'm just ready for a real release date, because Black Widow was one of the films I was looking forward to watching.
Same here.
Yeah, me too. That Taskmaster, I was like, man, I'm ready to see Taskmaster live action, but still gotta wait. And I heard that, but some reason people were saying that Black Widow movie was supposed to kind of be setting up some things for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. So I'm wondering if they're gonna push that series back if they don't release Black Widow anytime soon.
Honestly,
Maybe.
I mean, I didn't hear any rumors about which film it's connected to, but I'm going to take your word for it. Marvel hasn't released anything that doesn't have some sort of connection to something else that's coming out. Every film that's been in the MCU is so important. The most important film that I could think about recently was Captain Marvel. A lot of people had some opinions about the film, but it set up so much. I'm even seeing hints of, Captain Marvel stuff in the WandaVision show right now on Disney Plus. So yeah, I'm kind of wondering, how that's going to affect the timeline in general. It just keeps getting pushed back. Definitely not happy with that.
Yeah. I did see the scrolls on the whiteboard, so that was pretty cool.
I did too. Do you guys? Well, we can talk about that later. I was going to ask if we had any scroll ideas about who it could be, but we could definitely get into that during the community discussion. Beer Garden says Falcon and the Winter Soldier is coming out in March, and Black Widow after that was always the plan. Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better. COVID did push all of the Disney Plus stuff back as well. They were filming when COVID first jumped off. So that could absolutely be right.
Because wasn't WandaVision?
How far did Black Widow get pushed back?
Black Widow was supposed to come out last summer.
Yeah, but like this time around, like when's it supposed
It's
to be?
not there's no definitive date yet. It's just rumored that it's going to get pushed back again.
Okay.
Disney's promised to have Marvel content every week.
I mean, that's what it seems like. I mean, like we got 9 episodes of WandaVision. Well, they gave us the first 2 episodes, so we got technically like 8 weeks, and then that will probably wrap up. WandaVision will probably wrap up at the end of February, early March, and then we jump right into Falcon, and that will take us all the way till probably May, and then I think Loki's coming out right after that. Like we're just going to be getting these shows right back to back because I think they need to catch up and start this their movies, because their movies are coming out soon. So, and all this stuff is connected somehow to Phase 4.
Definitely. If that's the case, then they got to figure it out. They can't keep pushing stuff back. Like at this point, just give it to us. I'm still upset that they're planning on doing the paid for the premiere access. They have to pay $15 for, or no, $30.
Yeah, it's $30.
15 is the dream. It should be $15. But
I say 10.
I think it should cost the movie price, but
yeah, like $12.
Yeah,
or
I won't disagree with anything that's below $30. I think it's crazy, especially when you have HBO Max. Like I just got to watch The Little Things today for my HBO Max subscription. Like they're kind of smoking them with that.
I mean, HBO Max is the better deal. I mean, like I'm still on that HBO Max like sign up deal where it's like I think I got a deal for. I think it cost me like $12 or $10 or something like that for their promo for a year, and now I'm getting all these movies day one when they release for $10 all the way up until that promotion is done. So I mean, like right now, HBO Max is and I'm with Zack Snyder saying that his cut's coming out in March now, and that's crazy because that will be running side by side with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So I'm kind of excited to see that kind of battleground right there.
Well, they kind of switched it up. At first, I was unhappy, but then I kind of like the idea of them breaking the film up into 4 parts, but they're not doing that anymore. It's just coming
they're not
out.
doing it anymore?
They changed it. It's just coming out as 1 4-hour film.
Wow.
So I agree with you. That would have been dope, to have first we go to that and then we go to that. That would have been crazy. Also, nobody wants to watch a 4-hour film. Nobody.
Unless it's Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Right.
I had to come back and log in as admin here.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, did we address that already while I was out?
No, let's not.
All right.
Do it. Oh.
We were talking about Black Widow possibly getting pushed back. Beer Garden says we'll definitely have Marvel content every week. That was Disney's promise through May 2021. June. It says WandaVision 9th episode airs on the 12th of March, and then 1 week after that you have Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So
I would release Black Widow in that sweet spot of like early March, just to gear people up, to get people excited for that realm of Winter Soldier and Falcon, that espionage, get them in that mindset. So when it comes out, everybody's pumped for it. Just give me more of that. That Captain America. Because I mean Captain America. Out of all the Marvel movies, I mean Winter Soldier is my favorite one out of all of them. That's Winter Soldier and Civil War. Those are my two. Like they're both Captain America movies. So
Winter Soldier is in my opinion the best film in the MCU. I will argue that to death forever. And you know what? Whenever I say it, I don't have too many people trying to fight me on it. Like there's always like and then they don't say nothing because they were like, all right, I'll get it.
That's in my top 5, but I don't know if I put it in 1.
It's still my favorite so far until like the second Doctor Strange come out. We'll see.
Yeah, until Doctor Strange comes out, until we see that, it might. Yeah, Winter Soldier is definitely my top out of all of them. Then Black Panther.
Huh?
What's your fave?
I don't know, man. I go back and forth. Like I liked Civil War. I liked Infinity War, and I liked Black Panther. So it jumps between those 3.
Donovan?
My Winter Soldier is probably my favorite.
Got you.
Mm-hmm. Winter Soldier and Black Panther, they up there, top 2.
All right, so both Donovan and P. Rich are both hyped for Doctor Strange 2. Would you say that he's like your top Avenger? Is he an Avenger?
Well,
technically an Avenger. Right.
He's
Just
like
supporting.
sometimes, yeah, supporting Avenger. Yeah,
Who's
I mean,
your
I'm not. I mean, out of that, I mean, I'm excited to see his movie, but I mean, out of all the movies, that was next to Thor 1. The Doctor Strange is like that movie was kind of second place right there, you know, or you know, from the bottom. So like, I didn't really like Thor 1 all that much, and I really didn't like Doctor Strange 1 all that much. And then I think Guardians of the Galaxy 1 got really overhyped. That's the only Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was the only Marvel movie I did not see in theaters, and it got so overhyped. So when I finally got a chance to watch it, it felt like it just disappointed me a little bit because people were calling it the next Star Wars and this and that, and I was like, "Whoa, yeah, I can't wait. Yeah." And I was like, "I can't wait to watch this movie."
And then I watched it, and I was like, "You thought this was the next Star Wars? Like what?" Like it was. Oh man, it was just. I don't know.
I didn't hear that, but I could definitely see how that would turn you off because that movie was not the next Star Wars at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was good, but it wasn't to that level.
It might have been just local people within my off my Facebook, and not in terms of like really like, you know, internet like reviewers. It was just people who I went to film school with and things like that were like, oh my god, that was the next Star Wars. Like that's the best movie ever. So funny, it's the best MCU movie. And I was just like, oh my god, I can't wait to watch this movie. Like, and then I watch it, I'm like,
and they fell in love with the soundtrack. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Yeah,
for the most part.
Definitely had the best music in the MCU.
Yeah, for sure.
You mentioned Thor, P. Rich. Did y'all like the Thor trilogy?
The first movie, the only thing I remember in the first movie is when he asked the waitress for more beer and he broke.
Oh yeah, for more.
Broke.
It was like, I'll have another one.
I'll have another. Yeah,
that's the one thing I remember.
Thor, and I mean, but then Thor 3 is in my top 5 though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did I tell y'all I fell asleep?
On Thor?
In Thor 3?
Yeah,
the second one or the
Ragnarok.
Oh, really? Oh,
okay. It's not just
Ragnarok.
me. I did not enjoy that movie.
You didn't like Ragnarok?
The opening scene when he was like hanging upside down and making those corny jokes, I was like.
I thought the film was beautiful.
So yeah,
but I didn't.
Julian is a fake Marvel fan. Yeah, he's a fake Marvel fan. He is. Yeah.
I wouldn't call him a fake Marvel fan, but he's definitely a hater.
Yeah,
I love
always
the hate.
negativity.
I'm like a Sith in the Marvel universe.
I'm screaming.
Feed off of the anger.
You're like Cartman when he's like licking the tears and he's like licking the tears, like the Marvel fanboy tear, so good. Like make them cry.
Oh man, that's funny.
Did we greet everybody in the comments?
I don't think so. Let's shout them out.
Beer Garden Productions, all the way from Germany. Thank you for chilling with us again today. We got Mrs. Cooper. What's going on? Let's see. I think I saw T Rev in the house. Was good. Thank you for joining us again. I think I saw Coop Daddy Yoda. I know I did. Coop Daddy Yoda was good. I said yoga. What's going on? Any more thoughts on the Black Widow talk?
I just
hope it sets up Blade.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Because remember, like in Blade, at the end of Blade, he goes to Moscow. So I just really hope they like put that in there.
That'd be kind of tight.
Man, I tell you what, we cannot catch a break with these technical issues.
What's happening?
What's wrong?
My mic is going in and out.
I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I had to reconnect it. Sure. Yeah. What's up, everybody in the comments? We shouted everybody out, right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. I always appreciate y'all.
What's the ETA on Blade?
I don't know, but I hope they bring Wesley Snipes back.
Did y'all see the supposed rumor that what's his name? What's the vampire name?
Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius.
Oh, the
And
Jared
Blade
Leto movie?
are gonna pop up in like a end clip or something like that.
That would be tight. I mean, because in that Spider-Man animated series, Blade was hunting Morbius for a while. Remember that when he was working with Spider-Man?
I think that's what it was. The end clip for the next Spider-Man 3 might show them too. Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I'm excited for I'm excited for it. Like I said, I hope they bring back Wesley Snipes as more like a mentor role. They bring him back they bring him as Wesley's character, make him black, and just he's the one who's training Blade.
Yeah, so, hey, that'd be dope to see. And
or bring him back as a vampire. That'd be tight. Bring Wesley Snipes as Dracula. Hey, I'm down for that.
So T-Rev says it's been in the news that Jared Leto wants to do a scene with Blade. So hopefully, we get to see that. That would be super dope.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if y'all knew this, but apparently Wesley Snipes was like a force to be reckoned with during the filming. And there's actually interviews you can see of Ryan Reynolds talking about how badly Wesley Snipes treated him on Blade 3. He kept calling him white boy and being rude to him and stuff.
Oh man!
Which I think sounds very on brand for Wesley Snipes, but I do wonder if that would affect them working together in the future. But I mean, I do know that if there's one thing, if the fans want something, Marvel figures out a way to get it done.
I never heard of that story.
If you Google Wesley Snipes calls Ryan Reynolds white boy, it will pop up. I'm telling y'all, he was awful.
I mean, hey,
I know Blade Trinity was garbage, but I didn't.
Hey, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no, he wasn't that bad.
That movie was garbage. Yeah,
if you watch
Wonder Woman 84 was garbage.
No, I'm talking it's getting worse as the decades go on.
If you watch him now, it's bad, but it was great then.
Nah, I can't touch the first two. If you compare the third one if you compare the third one to the first two, no, you can't. That's just definitely went downhill.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the change in Dracula and how he was what's the word I'm looking for? Evolving.
Oh, like the Super Saiyan modes?
Yeah, I thought that was dope. But execution was a little crazy.
I like the vampires in Underworld. That's my.
Me too. I like those.
No. Sorry.
Except for the Lycan movie, it was like
I don't know. I just remember when I saw them using binoculars. I'm like, why do vampires need binoculars?
That's a good
hey, they gotta adapt with the times, man.
Yeah,
they're not elves. They're not
soldiers,
elves,
man.
I know,
but it was at night. They're nocturnal. They don't need binoculars.
I mean, they can't see long distances.
They're not Legolas.
But they're predatory. They're I don't know.
What?
I mean, all the other
they're using guns. You didn't like they were using guns either?
No, I like that.
You like that, but not the binoculars.
No, it just didn't make
Get the binoculars. The binoculars.
That is hilarious. Now that I'm thinking about it, they were some very human vampires. From them liking. We got a new sponsor tonight.
New sponsor tonight.
Okay, I haven't gotten any of the packages.
Celsius Heat.
Oh, so.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Whenever you need energy, proven performance, right here. Yeah, zero sugar, all the good stuff, all the good stuff.
Oh, we got to get the
Pinkies up. Okay, I'm still upset that I haven't gotten any of these sponsors. My packages have never come. I'm still drinking Kirkland brand water, but it's cool.
Damn,
my time will come.
Yeah. I guess it's just a bunch of red tape.
Red tape.
Ridiculous. Now that I think about it, the vampires from did I say that I thought they were very human-like, just how they dressed and how they operated, and they had very serious government within them, and
they had a whole structure, hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Monarchy.
Dope. Man. Yeah, they're like militant goth vampires.
Gotcha. JBM, do you want to get into the X-Men voting, or are we good?
Yeah, let's hop into it. Who'd y'all vote for? I voted. So it came down to three choices for me: Strong Guy, Forge, and Lord, I forgot the person I voted for.
Tempo.
I did
Tempo.
Forge.
Yeah.
Would be good.
So, yeah, I went ahead and went with Tempo just because I liked the power that she had manipulating time. It was hard because Forge is like, if I was to be a mutant based on what I do, I guess for a living, I would be Forge. He's like the IT guy.
Yeah.
And I like how they mix he's like a technomancer, and he's got some mystical powers with him too that he kind of abandoned. But he's got a pretty good backstory. Like he forged through a lot. And he dated Storm too. So shout out to Forge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went with Tempo. If I could pick two, I'd pick Forge as a second pick.
Should I break down what we're talking about to the people?
Sure.
So on marvel.com I'll put it in the chat again. But you can actually vote for a newest member to join the X-Men. In 2021, Mutant Kind will be selecting the first X-Men team of the Krakoan age, and you are invited to take part in the election. Marvel's fan vote will be 100% responsible for the determination of the final member of this inaugural team. So choose wisely, as your choice will have an everlasting effect on the future of the X-Men and the world at large. So it is safe to say that like this is for comics, right?
I want to say yes, but I feel like they might do something on screen one of these days.
That's
this new X-Men team.
How many? I don't think there was out of those X-Men. How many people were black? Because I was literally looking through that list to be like, all right, who's the black? Yeah, I was just like,
who? I thought it was Tempo and who else?
Oh well, Sunspot is like Hispanic, but
Hispanic.
Bishop.
Yeah,
Don't forget about Bishop.
was he on that list?
He wasn't. Bishop wasn't on the list.
Oh, he wasn't. Oh.
The options are Banshee, Polaris, Forge, Boom Boom, Tempo, Cannonball, Sunspot, Strong Guy, Marrow, and Armor. I said this in Discord. Marvel was, choosing some real corny names back in the day. Like Boom Boom and Strong Guy. I even say Power Man, who was Luke Cage. They come up with something better than Power Man.
I think I had a Strong Guy toy one time.
Yeah, we did. We did have Strong Guy toy.
I don't even think he goes by Power Man anymore. They just call him Luke Cage now.
That's because it's whack.
Yeah. I think they took. I mean, he might be called Power Man still in the comic books, but I don't think I know they didn't call him Power Man at all in the in that Marvel show.
Yeah, Sunspots from Rio de Janeiro, T-Red. Yep, Brazil. Over in Rio de Janeiro, 70. That's my word.
Magneto's daughter. Oh, I don't have my encyclopedia with me. Dang, I might have to grab that at some point. I'm playing games. But how many kids does Magneto have?
Hey, Magneto gets around.
He get around.
I think it's 3.
It's that helmet and cape combo.
No, they see the helmet and cape combo. They like,
Unrelated. I was watching a video on YouTube about Mystique. Mystique had a child with a human man. Not a mutant, and of course the child came out looking human with no powers, no nothing special, and she got rid of him because he was boring, right? Then she had what's his name? What's the blue one's name? I'm having a brain fart.
Nightcrawler?
She had Nightcrawler with Azazel who turned out blue, and she had powers, and she didn't want him because she thought he was a freak. That doesn't make any sense. She had one kid that was human and she thought he was whack. Then she finally had a mutant child and she was like, nah, I don't like you either.
I thought Nightcrawler had the best powers back in the day when growing up. I used to love Nightcrawler. I used to be like, yeah. Nightcrawler and Wolverine. Nightcrawler and Wolverine were the two, like playing.
Wolverine I think Wolverine was pretty much almost everyone's favorite.
Yeah. But like you guys ever play that Sega Genesis X-Men game where you start off in a snow world, snow level, like
platform.
That one right there was like I played with Nightcrawler on that all the time. That was like my thing.
Did you ever beat that? I don't think
I never beat. I don't think I ever beat that. I don't think I ever beat any of those X-Men. Those X-Men games were hard for the Sega Genesis back then. Oh yeah, that Nightcrawler scene opening for X-Men 2. Oh man, that was it. I was thinking
that might be the best on-screen depiction of a comic book character ever. Like
better than Professor X.
I mean, it's up there. Professor X had more screen time, so it's hard to argue. But I would say that Nightcrawler killed Nightcrawler better than Professor. Yeah, I'll say it.
Yeah. All right. I can dig that. I got double down.
Yeah. That. And I do like the younger Nightcrawler from the new reboot of X-Men, or the past, I should say. He's definitely cool, but I gotta give it to that one. Yeah, he was pretty dope.
Yeah, that White House scene, that's like the best part about the whole 2000s X-Men.
Yeah,
the Magneto from
What's my guy? Just the open White House scene.
The White House scene.
Magneto is a girl magnet, I guess. He absolutely is, Beer Garden. He has, from what I can see right now, 8 children.
Puns.
And from what we can see in the comics, he ain't taking care of any of them. That's why Wanda and Quicksilver was out here wilding.
Mm-hmm. Magnus. Y'all remember when they oh yeah.
Remember when what?
Asteroid M.
No,
I was just making a joke. That's where he makes all his kids at.
I'm lost right now.
I missed it, Donovan.
Yeah.
No, we were saying like Magneto gets around. I was like, it all happens at Asteroid M. That's like his
what? That's his like secret headquarters thing.
Oh,
okay.
And it's in the comment. Yeah, it's in the comment.
Yeah, we need that context. We need that context.
Got it. That's all that matters. The audience got it.
Yeah, we fake MCU fans over here.
No. I'm a real MCU fan. I get all of my comic info from my dad. Like,
y'all remember?
He would have got that joke.
You remember when Magneto in the first X-Men cartoon, Professor Xavier is just like, there's a guy, his name was Magnus. That was like Magneto's real name was Magnus before they went to like what's his human name they went with now, Eric Lynch or whatever, Lynchaw or whatever. But his name was like not in the comic books, but in the show they called him Magnus. And then that's why he went by Magneto. I don't know. His first name was Magnus. I don't know, it was a weird thing. Weird times back then.
Weird times, yeah.
Like if you go back and watch the X-Men cartoons on like Disney Plus, like that opening scene, he's just like, Magnus was his name.
Did y'all catch the leaked recaps?
I didn't watch them because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. So I want to see it with everybody else. So I'm gonna wait.
I didn't even know they was leaked. Oh, that's crazy.
Somebody leaked episodes 5 and 6. You can actually watch it.
It's in the Discord. Yeah.
WandaVision?
Yeah.
You didn't watch them?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, and there's someone made like YouTube videos breaking them down already. I think it was Beer Garden dropped them in the Marvel chat on the Discord. If anybody wants to see that.
Okay. All right. I didn't even know that. I need to get back in that Discord. Marvel.
There's so much going on in there. I'm actually going to drop the link to the Discord now for anybody who wants to join us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I didn't watch them. I'm just going to take it week by week.
Yeah, me too. Just take it week by week. Be surprised. I don't need to be getting spoiled. Like, see, that's the thing. It's just like if you spoil the next 2 episodes, then you're cutting yourself short. Then you gotta leave it longer for Falcon, and I'm trying to even it out. I want to, like, as soon as I'm done with WandaVision, boom, a week off, and then boom, we're back in with some more Marvel stuff. You know what I mean?
Sorry about that, y'all.
Absolutely.
Do we have anything else we want to talk about on X-Men, or are we ready?
Do they have like a villain list by any chance?
A villain list for? I mean, they didn't give us one. Just for X-Men in general?
Yeah, or just like only just X-Men. Because I just want to see Omega Red. That'd be dope.
Omega Red.
What do you mean, like a list for people who might potentially be on screen? Oh, that I don't have.
Okay.
I want to see Sinister pop
Yeah,
up.
maybe Red or Mr. Sinister.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just hope they just bring back some villains that like. I just feel like these movies and Marvel movies, they're always killing everybody. You know what I mean? Like you get like the first Spider-Man, ever made. It was just like, oh, got Green Goblin. He's supposed to be Spider-Man's greatest nemesis. Kills him. I'm like, just throw the man in jail so we can get another, where he comes back.
They didn't have the vision.
You know what I mean? But it's
Hindsight's 2020, dog.
But I mean, like all those people, like every single Iron Man villain, I think got killed off.
Yeah.
Well, they have
right.
They didn't kill off Michael Keaton, the Vulture. I mean, I think he's like.
Oh yeah, they put him in. Yeah, he put him in jail. But I mean, that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man,
they got it together now. Yeah, now they know what they're doing.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's just craziness, like where they just like they're always just like killing off their villains, and I'm just like, leave me a good villain, especially when you like the villain. You know what I mean? And then they just kill him off, and it's like, oh man, I would have loved to see him in a couple movies down the road or whatever.
Talking about the Green Goblin.
Well, no, it's any of the like some of these villains, just kind of how we got like Age of Ultron, where we got the Claw guy. He they killed him. I mean, they waited a couple of movies to kill him off. Got him in Age of Ultron, then you got him in in Black Panther. Use him up a little bit.
The MCU was good for that though. Like
Well, I mean, yeah, they're starting to get there. I mean, like earlier MCU movies were just like they were just killing off all the villains. They were just like, oh, he died. Oh, he died. Instead of throwing people in jail.
It's definitely clear that they have a long-term goal. We have no idea where it ends, but at least they do, or they know what direction they want to go up. They want to go in. So if they do kill a villain quickly, there's definitely going to be one coming around that's going to be there for longer. So I don't think we have to worry about that as much now. But definitely phase 1 and 2, I feel you. Nobody lasted long.
Yeah, they did not. I see Ulysses Claw in the comments. I like that villain. He was pretty. He was a fun villain to watch.
How about Andy Serkis?
Yeah. I liked him in Black Panther. I was surprised when they killed him. I was like, no.
I was too.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I was too.
Somebody bomb just went off. Lord, gee.
Now that God rest his soul, we've lost Chadwick Boseman. I'm wondering if what could have come with keeping Claw alive and around for the future of the MCU. Maybe there might have been a value to him.
Yeah.
But with the multiverse of madness, I mean, we're gonna start to see a whole bunch of people. You might get your chance, P. Rich. People who died previously might come around now.
I hope so. I hope they bring back some people. I mean,
they pop up William Dafoe. If they bring William Dafoe up, that'll be dope.
I would love him.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
you're back.
Like having William Dafoe pop up with some cranberry sauce.
Oh yeah, he's like licking his finger.
Please remind me.
What's up, Daddy Dorian?
When Aunt May smacked his hand when he was going for a piece of that, piece of that pie, and she's like, Norman, and he was like,
what?
Y'all talking about Green Goblin?
Yeah,
Green Goblin.
Oh, okay, I didn't know his real name.
Yeah,
well, yeah, what he said.
I gotta go back and watch that.
Yeah, it's so good. Sam Raimi.
It holds up.
Yeah, well, I want to say it's entertaining, but it's still kind of like William Dafoe is.
I mean, the best part of that whole movie is when Spider-Man does the Matrix with the Green Goblin in the burning building when he's like flipping, like
that scene doesn't hold up. It looks
up in the attic. Dope. What's next on the docket?
We got Netflix released announced Tomb Raider and Skull Island animes. No dates right now as for when those are going to be released, but they did announce that they are officially happening.
Like Tomb Raider, or is it like
Tomb Raider is going to have an anime on Netflix, and then Skull Island, which is King Kong, it's going to have a show on Netflix. And I do believe they mentioned that you're going to see more monsters and possibly Godzilla in this show as well.
So is this a bridge type of thing where I know because I mean the new movie is HBO Max. Is this like some sort of deal that they kind of had before where these King Kong like anime is going to bridge the gap for that movie type of thing we kind of seeing before that happens, or are these just completely new stories?
There's no word on whether or not they're related.
What about Tomb Raider? Is that like based on the movies, or is this completely separate type of thing? They saying.
Hold on, I'm checking on Skull Island. Skull Island has been featured in numerous films. Skull Island version and setting is officially part of. Yeah, no, there's no word on whether or not they're related to the current films. I do know that Netflix has a Godzilla anime already, and I have not seen anywhere that anime is connected to this new Skull Island anime at all. The Netflix anime, I want to say there's 3 parts that have been released. They're kind of like mini films in a way, maybe like an hour long. And each one, like it follows the same group, but instead of them releasing like a movie or a show, they're just releasing them in hour-long parts. But there's no mention of the show being connected to anything previously.
Yeah.
Just a shipwreck crew, an island of monsters, and one king to rule them all. That's the only thing that we got from them.
Do y'all know who all the monsters are on Skull Island aside from King Kong and Godzilla?
No.
I don't know about
Samuel Jackson's character when he was staring Kong in the face. He a monster right there.
That was a monster.
He was a monster. Samuel Jackson's character, whew, he was scary in that movie. That one scene when he's just staring at Kong, he's like, "Yeah, but I'm about to f you up right now." I was like, "Don't mess with Samuel Jackson in this movie right now." he was mean.
Man. I forgot what happened to him in that movie. It's been so long.
Got killed.
Yeah, Kong threw like a weapon at him or something.
Yeah, he threw something at him. Yeah,
He threw a helicopter at him.
Down.
Oh,
Didn't he
man.
throw like a helicopter at him?
Yeah.
Because he was like
Samuel-
a helicopter pilot in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's a whole like list of monsters that'll be coming out of Skull Island.
There's a list of King Kong villains. Venatosaurus, Brontosaurus. I can't even say that. Terrapumas mordax. Yeah, these are just, I guess from the previous films. I'm not even going to go deep into these because I can't say them. But the only monster that I knew about previously is Mothra. I've seen that one. And I think whatever the 3-headed dragon was, I think the old movie with him, I think, is it Hydra?
I think that's Zero.
Zero? I don't know. I don't know very well.
I was hearing a rumor that the Godzilla we're gonna see in this movie is actually Mech Godzilla.
Yeah, that's like 90% possibility.
He's bigger. I can say he's definitely bigger in the trailer. In the trailer, he's Godzilla's size.
Yeah. He's like.
So they were saying that this might be Mech Godzilla that Kong is fighting or something like that, and then you'll get Godzilla, real Godzilla, come barging in at the end or something probably. Or
I thought it was a Met Kong.
I missed what you said.
It might be. I mean, hey, who knows? They probably
King Kong was pretty much the same size as Godzilla.
It won't be a Mech Kong because it's gonna be a Mech Godzilla.
All right, can you break down what does that mean? What is a Met character?
A mech? It's like a robotic.
A mech?
version.
Oh, you're saying mech?
Mech. I thought you were saying MT.
Oh, MT. Yeah, I was like, they got insurance. Hey,
In the Godzilla world,
it's hard out here for a monster.
I know. Got that monster insurance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
need that
Superman
dental.
insurance.
That Superman insurance, dude. Hey, man, that's a great. Hey, I had a great idea for a comic book series, man. Like
Mutant
Dude.
insurance.
No. A character, an average Joe, an average day man, just he goes out to where his car is always parked, and then his car's gone, and he's just like, what? Like, what's going on? And then he finds out Superman grabbed his car and threw it at a monster and blew up his car. Because you think about it, Superman always grabbing cars and grabbing things, and I'm like, these cars belong to people. And then this guy but then they never show that side of it. But think about this: The guy goes to work. Sir, sorry, sir, I was late. And they were like, Johnson, that was the 5th time you're late. But Superman, he used my car. I don't care about your excuses. Loses his job. And then he turns to a life of crime. And because
he get knocked out by Superman at the end.
And he's mad at Superman. He turns to a life of crime. He becomes a villain because Superman ruined his life. Because literally, Superman, your hands are made out of steel. Why do you need to pick up a car?
That would happen when he will move to Gotham. Then his car will get run over by the Batmobile, and then he will turn into a villain.
Yo,
exactly.
I'm not even gonna hold you, P. Rich. I love that story. It's been a complaint of mine for a while that not just superhero films, but monster films, action films in general, they cause an absurd amount of property damage, and I don't think all of this is necessary.
They showed that in something, right, where it was like the cleanup crew.
That was in Spider-Man 1.
It was Spider-Man 1.
Where they were cleaning up that's where the Vulture, he was cleaning up.
Yeah. No. It wasn't that. It was another movie. It was almost like a
parody?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a DC show where there's an insurance. It's Bruce Wayne's cousin. He's like it only lasted one scene. I think it's Vanessa Hudgens is in it or something. It's like the Office version of DC. They're in Gotham City and they supply insurance and their boss is Bruce Wayne's cousin. He's some type of Wayne. I forgot.
I feel like Ryan Reynolds was in it. I think it was like some type of commercial or something where it was like a guy going to work to clean up all the mess left behind by like superhero battles. I've seen it somewhere. That doesn't ring a bell to y'all? Comments.
I mean, there is a thing in Marvel comic books where they do clean. There is a service that is strictly for cleaning up messes in New York and things like that. But I forgot the name of it, but their whole purpose is to clean up after the battles. But that's Marvel, though. I don't know what the DC side of that is. But that's what I mean. Like, but the thing is, it's just like I would love to see that a really dark, gritty comic book where it's like literally this guy's life is like constantly being ruined. Like he has a date, can't get to the Superman blocked the exit or somebody. He's living in Metropolis, and every time there's always some type of creature or thing that like Superman is like I said, because I see Superman, he's just bursting through buildings. He's using cars, and I'm like, why you have heat vision? Why do you need to why do you need to blow up a car on Doomsday? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're more powerful than you hitting Doomsday with that car. You know what I mean? It's like there's no point for you to use that vehicle on him.
If your guy linked up with a guy who got beat up unjustly by Batman, like he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Batman practically broke his spine for no reason and just left. Didn't call an ambulance, didn't tell the police he was there. He just jacked him up. And the man going through physical therapy, he's struggling, and he takes a serum or something to get his health up, and now he's all strong and take Batman down.
Hey, Batman held no punches. We were watching old anime shows of Batman. There was this Clayface episode, and Batman was hanging somebody off of his Batwing, flying through the air, trying to get him to talk. The man wasn't going to talk, and the dude passed out. And Batman cut the rope, and he fell through the sky, landing into a pool.
Wait, I would have killed him.
Yeah, he would have broken. The legs would have been broken. Yeah.
Yeah.
What he called him something?
The violence is unnecessary.
Did he belly flop, or did he land with his?
He landed on his back.
Oh man, his back would have been broke.
Yeah, that was real. He'd have been dead.
It was crazy to think. I was like, yo, he's really interrogating this man.
He called him a sleaze. Remember that?
Yeah, or a sleaze.
Yeah. Before he cut the rope.
And then what he do? Like 2 scenes after that, he had like this acid or something that was about to fall off the.
Yeah, he was punching the wall, and the acid on the shelf was like wobbling.
Yeah, he was threatening, man. He was like, talk. Punching the wall, the acid's wobbling about to fall over.
And then the cop came in. And he was like, "No, I'm not done."
Batman.
Oh,
I think
Batman
Batman
don't
needs a
care.
therapist. That's what Batman needs. He's gone through a lot of trauma in his life, and he's gotten no help. He's just suffered and decided, Joe, I'm going to fight crime. And his version of fighting crime is just beating up people all day.
I know.
He's just taking out his feelings and his emotions on people.
Yeah, I love all those Karl Marx memes about Batman, where
What are
like
those?
doesn't use his fortune to help people. He just buy toys and then he just beats up poor people.
Mhm.
Well, that's the thing. Wouldn't that be a
Hey,
great?
hold on now. We can't go full throttle with the Batman hate.
I mean, but wouldn't that
He
be?
don't just
That's
beat up.
true.
He don't just beat up poor people.
No,
What-
I mean, that's the
He
whole
picks
point.
up
Is like
criminals,
it's a meme.
insane
what if he-
people.
No,
Poor
but what if he? But why? But think about it. What if that criminal was a direct result of his negligence by running over his car with the
Collateral
Batmobile?
damage.
Yeah, and then he's like I said, he loses his job. His wife leaves him. All this because some event that Batman caused.
Hey, you
And
can't
then
win
he
them
turns
all,
to a-
you know.
And he turns to a life of crime, and then after he turns to that life of crime, Batman beats him up, and he's just like, "You taking everything from me." And he's like laying there, his legs are like not even moving, and he's paralyzed. He's like, "Just finish me." And he's just like grabbing onto the cape, like. The last-
Hey,
You know
I can
what?
see that
That's
as a
what
dark
Batman
comedy.
versus
yo.
Superman
Be a
should
dark
have been.
comedy.
Yeah.
Batman and Superman should have been just about how upset Batman was that Superman took down his office building and killed people, but instead it wasn't. It was just about a whole bunch of other crap. That would have been the real fight.
Yeah.
You know,
Super whack.
executive heads don't know.
To go over the Tomb Raider anime show, just like the Skull Island one, it has no connection to the films. Even though it looks like they have announced that the Tomb Raider film that recently came out is going to get a sequel with Misha Green being in charge of the next film. Misha Green is also responsible for Lovecraft Country. She was the showrunner on that, for those who don't know. But like I said, no connection to anything. So it's going to be its own original story about Warcraft and her raiding of tombs.
Man,
Bring back Angelina Jolie.
That ain't happening.
I would love to see Tomb Raider on Netflix as a live action show.
It would be a great live action.
Yeah, like anime is cool, but like that live action, I'm there for that.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think they can do it, but they need to produce a good film.
I never saw the revamp one. It looked good.
Yeah, I never saw the revamp one either.
There's a revamp.
Yeah,
it wasn't very good at all. The
15
game was good.
They didn't spend a lot of time raiding tombs. The majority of the movie was like how the most recent Fantastic Four film, they spent 45 minutes on Mr. Fantastic's science fair project.
Oh, you talking about the Fan Stick movie?
Basically, it wasn't that great. And like finally, when she's actually going through the tomb and looking for whatever she's looking for, like it finally popped off and it was dope. And it was like 25 minutes of the movie left. So I was not a fan of that. I didn't mind the actress, but I didn't think the writing was good. I have a question about the term anime. Can anime be used to describe any animated adult series, or should it be reserved for Asian artwork? Like I've seen that debate online before, and I just
it's only for Japanese, technically.
Got you. So stuff like Castlevania on Netflix, or what's the other one? The one about the Roman gods, the Greek gods on Netflix. That technically would be
the Zeus.
Yes, that one. Would that be considered anime, or it shouldn't be? But
I don't know the house that made it, production house. But technically, like anime is only for like if it's out of Japan. Technically, the definition.
Oh, so it's geography
like the last Airbender. It's not really anime. It's like
What do you call it?
The word anime is just from Japan.
So what do we call them? Animes and cartoons, or animated series?
Yeah,
an animated show.
But just the word anime is just.
Yeah, I feel like anime has a distinct style, and it's
Japan.
Not every animated series can be an anime. I feel like.
Okay, so if that's the case, the Skull Island show would not technically be called anime because it's out of Powerhouse Animation, which is based in Texas.
All right, so it would be an animated series.
Yes. Although Netflix has called it an anime, it's been called an anime on Twitter. Same for Tomb Raider. I don't think they've announced who's producing it yet and where it's being made. I don't see that in any of these articles, but
Wow.
I
I feel like that's execs.
the assumption that it was not Japanese.
Yeah. Yo, I wouldn't call them anime.
I think I want to change my wording and things. I want to call them what they are, and not call them anime if they are not that. So I'm going to start, when I talk about shows, definitely checking to make sure that a show is or is not anime, and then referring to their proper title when I speak. So refer to these as animated series.
Yeah, man, keep us on our squares. Words matter.
Are there any films or shows that you think deserve an animated series that you would like to see made?
It's not like
I don't know. I feel like I would rather see a live action more so than an animated series. Yeah,
Got you. I think I did have a show in mind, True Blood. It's based on a series of books, and it had a show on HBO.
the Suki Stackhouse novels.
Excuse me?
The Suki. Oh, you're talking about this? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
But, okay.
It ended horribly because HBO likes to do that. But I thought it was, I don't know, I just felt like there was always something really corny about it. And it for a show about vampires, it wasn't very dark, which I kind of thought it should have been. There was definitely a lot of violence, but I felt like it should have been darker. And I don't know, especially after seeing Castlevania on Netflix, I think animation might be like a dope field for vampire shows.
Yeah, I could see that.
Just a thought. But if I'm the only one who's seen True Blood, then
I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen the first.
I read the first 4 books too.
Yeah.
how'd you like them?
The what?
The first 4. Oh, the first 4 books are pretty good. And then I kind of just stopped. Like I think the last book I read was Dead to the World. That's like season 4 of True Blood.
Did you like the show?
The beginning, the first 2 seasons were pretty spot on from the books, but the 3 and 4 they like went in a different direction.
Got you.
Like Eric in 4 in the book, he doesn't retain his memory, but in the show he does. So I was like, that's bullshit.
I liked the first couple seasons, then I just fell off of
And then it just kind of, it seemed like they were purposely being corny, because I know like it was supposed to be over the top, but then towards the end, it's like I don't even think I finished the series. Like I tune in every once in a while.
Lafayette, man. Shout out to that actor.
Yes, he passed away a few
Favorite
years
character.
ago.
Yeah, he did.
See, in the book, he dies in the first book.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
You
Spoiler.
know what? I'm not surprised that he that they kept him, kind of like how they treated Carol in The Walking Dead. She wasn't even in the comics at all, but she was a fan favorite, and so they kept her. And I can see why they did that with Lafayette, because I mean he was great to see on screen.
Yeah, Carol, she died in the comic book too, like at the prison, I believe it was.
I forget who.
Oh yeah, Carol. Yeah, Carol in the comic book, she died
In the
prison when everything got overtaken, and she was having an affair with after she saw who was it? The big black guy. Was it Tyrese?
Yeah. Oh, that's the one thing I hate about that show. The way they did Tyrese is
T-Bone?
No, not T-Bone.
No,
That was the new
Tyrese.
character. Tyrese.
That's the one that was eaten by the cannibals?
I think they killed him off sooner. They killed him off even sooner.
Who T-Bone? Who's T-Bone?
T-Bone was the black guy in the first season of Walking Dead. He lasted for
he's not in the comics.
No, he's
That
not
was
at all.
Show.
But
Tyrese,
Michonne and Tyrese had Cordis. And
they were like lovers.
Lovers.
Michonne
For real?
Tyrese. Yeah.
Well, no. Well, it's Tyrese and Carol first.
And then
Tyrese was working out in the gym, and then Michonne decided she wanted hers. Yeah,
like my turn.
And then Carol saw that, and she was like, got all crazy, and and then.
Yeah, but Tyrese's arc in the comics is like way better than the show.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Tyrese in the show is
wasted
like
him.
a totally different person.
I'm looking at him. They this guy. I remember he was rolling with Sasha. Like they were.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Dang. Honestly, quick spoiler alert for those who are not caught up on The Walking Dead, but I just gotta say it. I had to stop watching after they killed him.
I don't think anyone watches it anymore.
I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it since they killed Glenn off. After that, it kind of just showed his die for me. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know who's alive. I don't know who's still. I just
They
know Carol.
overdid the Negan thing. They ran that into the ground.
I saw a trailer for the show last week.
Negan's still alive though.
He's still alive.
I think he's
Negan's
still
alive in the comic book.
Yeah,
he's still alive in the comic books. He has an arc in the comic books where he's like working with Rick and all this other. Rick's dead in the comic book, isn't he?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, the comic's over though. It's not running anymore.
He did in the
It's
show.
not-
Rick did.
No, yeah, Robert Kirkman ended like maybe.
Did they
No,
find how did it end? Did they find salvation?
I
In
didn't
the
even
comic
bother to read it.
I hadn't read it.
Like, was there a
Did it
cure
end
for these zombies?
I don't think no.
No one was
Because it ended
here.
shortly after they killed off Rick. Like
Depressing.
6 months later, 6 issues later. I think. Kirkman
Was Rick one of those people where he just
Hello.
was Rick one of those characters in the comic book where he just kind of he woke up from his coma and that he was in a coma the whole time and
No, he was killed.
No, that's how it starts in the beginning. He wakes up like 28 days later. He wakes up out of a coma and he's the only one around.
But my thought was that like he had been in they ended it with him just kind of, that was a rumor where they would just end it where he kind of wakes up again. He had just been like in the coma and that was it. Yeah, he's still in the hospital and everything's normal.
I would have liked that. Like, come on, man. How you gonna just leave the world riddled with zombies like this? There's no hope. You gonna end it with no
That's
hope?
the whole point. They're the zombie, like the Walking Dead is like the people.
Yeah.
What?
I always thought it was cool that everybody has it.
No,
I
the
thought
whole
that
point of the show is like the people who are alive. They're the Walking Dead.
Oh, because they got there's no way out for them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's like
yeah,
the whole
they're-
premise.
And they also-
The walkers are just there. They're just there. The Walking Dead are the people.
No.
the problem in the apocalypse is always the people, not the cause of it. Like, why are they at war when they could easily just work together and stay alive and build a utopia? But no,
Hey, man.
Egos.
It's called
Egos.
tribalism. That ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. We need more of this right here.
Nah,
I mean, let's talk about that, man. Hey, man, you saw what they did with GameStop. Let's overthrow them, guys.
Yeah.
Watch the
Alright,
dojo.
don't
GameStop
sell.
news.
Hold on to that Dogecoin.
Yeah, come on now.
I gotta get
Go buy it.
Dogecoin.
Come
What's
on.
it? What's it at? Like a hundredth of a penny or something?
It's down now.
It always goes. It goes up and then it goes all the way down.
But tonight, hey, right now is the perfect time to get in. You put $50 in, you'll get like 5,000 share or 5,000 coin. You'll be all set.
Well, I need a platform to trade that stuff on.
I had a
Bitterex.
hood and they tried. What'd you say?
Bitterex.
Bitter X.
That's yeah. You can buy your cryptocurrency through there.
I don't think
we was
P. Rich, how do you spell that?
Oh man.
BITTREX.
Oh, never mind, JBM. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's
That's
funny.
crazy.
For X.
Get that doggy coin. Get that but yeah, shout out to
Is it
Reddit
Dog?
and making that the internet, man. Shout out to the internet. The one true tool for the people.
And they tried to take that away not too long ago. Technicality.
We fought
Hey,
it.
man.
Shout out
For all
to,
those people who got Robinhood, get off of it. You about to lose all your money.
Deleted,
You about to lose your money. If you got Robinhood, take it out. You about to lose your money.
Now you're gonna lose that money. It would just probably be on hold for a minute.
Yeah, be on hold for until whatever. If they go into investigation,
Maybe.
maybe. Yeah,
Possible.
mm-hmm,
But yeah, GameStop news. I feel like who saw all the little things?
I did.
I did.
We all did.
I did. We all did.
I was hoping that Coop could get in here. He was having some technical issues, but
I text him.
Where he at?
He text me back. Coop, where you at if you watching?
Join us. We want to know how you feel about it.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I saw a lot of negative comments online, but I liked it.
Yeah, I could see why people would have negative comments, but I liked it too. And I had to sit and think on it. I'm like, all right, it's like a detective crime story, but it's like it's a different way that they told that story. And it is interesting to say.
I enjoyed it too. I mean, I have a few problems with me in terms of when I was watching it, I was just like, oh, I bet he's gonna do this right here. You know what I mean? Or but they ruined that by the ending. I was like, oh, I would have just, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was more about. It was like
trauma.
Yeah, like it was like a trauma story. Like
yeah,
it was more about the cops and less about the criminal catching the criminal. But the cops are all about catching the criminal.
But the advertising of it was the opposite. I mean, I get why they do that. But.
There was one plot in there, plot turn that I just was completely disagreed with, and it kind of threw me off. But I was like, all right, since we're here for the ride, I'll jump on. But
yeah.
I was like, this is
it the Denzel Washington one?
Yes.
Yeah. Are we doing? Is it spoiler free or are we doing spoilers?
I mean, I told everybody we were going to talk about it today, so I hope everybody in the comments
got up, Marvel?
See it. Second Street, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. We were talking all the little things. I think we're gonna get into spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that's throwing me off that was clear as day from the very first scene of the movie was that the suspect drove a brown car.
It threw you all?
Because the individual that they were chasing drove a green car, similar make and model, but it was green. It was not brown. And we saw that brown car a couple of other times in the film, but not ever with the gentleman that they were trying to pin the crime on. That's what got me.
Yeah, I did see that when I did see that brown car when Denzel was at the light.
Yes.
The car was at the opposite end of the intersection.
He was coming from the direction that the police cars were going to, and he made a right turn at the light to go across the street from Denzel. And Denzel was only paying attention to the police cars that were crossing the intersection. He wasn't paying attention to that car because they weren't looking for a particular car at the time.
Yeah. I saw that. I thought that was interesting. So y'all think that was the killer?
Because they did leave the camera there for a while at the intersection.
Yeah, they did.
The brown car.
Yeah, I feel like the theme with the little things, they kept reiterating that. So I feel like
that was like a little.
We had to go back and watch it and look for the little things, literally.
Yeah,
that was like the little thing in the movie.
I'm wondering if they told us who the killer is, and like you said, we have to go back and see. I do think there were some little things that they pointed out, like how the victim's last meal was roast beef, and then we saw that there was a deli by his job that sold roast beef. I definitely peeped that. Like, that was okay. That's a little thing, but what else was there?
I think he was working with the killer.
I think so too.
Because when they said he came back, I think it was Jared Leto that came back.
At what point?
Like Jared Leto is the one who was being like, so Jared Leto's character probably didn't kill the person. He probably just went and did all the weird stuff to the person.
Yeah, like brought the food, the beer in the fridge.
So what happened? So this is what happened. The guy killed that lady, killed that first lady with who was like the one main crime scene we went into. He got killed by our main killer, and then Jared Leto was supposed to go fix the refrigerator. He went in to fix the refrigerator and found her body. And
but
then
that order was canceled.
I think it was canceled by Jared Leto's character. Like the refrigerator was not working. They found milk, beers, and what else did they say? And remember, in a roast beef sandwich. So I think Jared Leto's character went in, had beers. He was drinking beers, milk, or eating milk, and then was eating, like, making her eat food. You know what I mean? He didn't do the crime, but he was definitely there. Like, he shaved her and set her up and like did all that weird stuff to her.
Yeah. I think
at least for that crime. Now he probably didn't do those other crimes.
Yeah, because I think he was the guy that liked to watch. Because in the interrogation, he was getting off looking at the pictures.
Yeah, he was
probably watching, and somebody else was doing the killing.
Yeah,
and I don't think he was a liar. Like, he said he's never killed anyone in his life. I believe that.
Yeah,
he had a limp.
Yeah, he had a limp. Like, there's no way
in the beginning did not have a limp.
Mm-mm.
My dad and my stepmom were making fun of the way he talked. The way he walked the entire time. I couldn't control myself.
It was funny.
And they were killing his walk.
That walk was hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, the first time you saw him at the appliance store and he was looking creepy, I said, "Oh, he hurts people." Like, he looks like he hurts people. And it's crazy. Jared Leto, I think he's a very malleable actor. I say today was the first time I thought he looked scary. Like, okay, he actually looks like terrifying. Like, I could believe that he could hurt someone. I've never felt that way before in films.
Yeah, he definitely did a good job portraying that character.
I mean, at the beginning, and also that character that you saw at the beginning too, he was very slender.
And he had a short
and Jared Leto's character was like kind of pop belly and all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And so you could tell it was close together too, because that lady came in, the one that found. It had to be only a couple of weeks, so there's no way that killer gained so much weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I think the other killer was a lot more fit, taller, stronger. Jared Leto, although he had a little belly to him, he looked frail.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, well, the FBI gave some good details at the end about the possible killer, his profile.
4 to 40.
I think we might have seen the killer in the movie. I gotta go back and watch it. But it definitely had the thriller vibes in there. Like,
yeah, that for sure.
You were sitting on edge.
I was, especially at the end when he got in that car. I was like, "Come on, Jimmy, you messing up, dog."
Yeah, that's the one point where I was like, "All right, this is throwing me off." He would never get in that car.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I was like, "Yo!" And then when he started digging, I was like, "How does he know he's not digging his own grave right now?"
Yeah, and they played on that too, because they were like intentionally showing the gun in the holster, his back turn, and Jared Leto walking all creepy behind them, talking that mess.
Yeah,
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, that whole thing was like a setup performance. It didn't feel real, but whatever. It was interesting to watch.
Mrs. Cooper says, "I thought they said the suspect owned several older cars." They did say that, and I'm not saying that his
car was old.
His car was old, but maybe his partner might have another older car.
Hold up, he did have a car that wasn't green though.
It was,
right? It was like a truck.
It was parked outside. When Denzel was looking through it, and he checked the mileage. It had like 400,000 plus miles on it. Something crazy.
That was the green car, wasn't it?
I don't think that was the green.
That wasn't the green car. That was the brown one.
Yeah,
or Jeep, whatever.
It was the brown one.
But it was like a truck thing, right?
Yeah, big truck.
No.
Nah, it wasn't a truck. It
wasn't a truck.
Wagon. It looked like the car from the beginning.
I gotta watch it again. Did I miss that? The same brown car?
I think so.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull up the movie really quick. Let's see.
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, the original it had like a large trunk space.
How's the trunk space?
How's the trunk space? Yeah, being all weird.
When Mog rolled the window down with his hand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. I mean, of course, killing someone is bad, but did Rameek the thing he did wrong?
Oh, you guys are right.
It's the same brown car.
Well, no. At the light, you see the brown car across the street.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they hold that scene for like.
Yeah, they hold it. Yep, they're looking at him. Yeah.
Has the old like the headlights and everything.
Right, Mrs. Cooper. It was the green car, but I'm telling you, I think the brown car was the killer's car.
Yeah, it was.
But even if he didn't work with the killer and he wasn't, well, no, I'm pretty sure he was connected to these crimes, but he's definitely a creep, but he isn't the killer.
Yeah, we gotta watch that movie again.
I watch a lot of Criminal Minds, and so I put myself in the position of the BAU. I do think that I had a very good understanding of the profile not too long after the crimes were committed. I don't know if y'all watched that show, but it follows the behavioral analysis unit of the FBI that their purpose is to find and study serial killers. 15 seasons, great show, seen every episode. I definitely felt like I could have assisted on this investigation. They needed me.
Yeah. So it is a green car.
It is.
It's a car effect.
Yeah, the Chevy Malibu, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it wasn't painted.
Yeah, it's green. Even though you can't really get a good tell, you can't really tell the color of it in this shot. Like you can see a little bit of the light, and it shows that it's like a little bit of a green tint to it.
I'll try to check the make and model of the brown car again and see if that's possible.
Yeah.
May watch Mindhunters again.
Yeah, definitely green car. How's the trunk space?
Maybe.
Yeah. I think the
owner of the AAA shop.
I think what if we can give the people more time to watch it, maybe if anybody wants to watch it again and talk about it again next week. I definitely feel like I don't know, I feel like I missed something. I want to watch it almost like in slow-mo. Like there's got to be something I missed. I want to see.
Yeah.
I think Denzel's I was thinking actually, it's funny because I had, I watched it earlier in the day yesterday, and then like I didn't go to bed until like probably 11 or midnight, and I was laying there for a little bit, and then all of a sudden I said, huh. And then I was thinking about like what purpose did it serve to have Denzel's character kill that woman? You know what I mean?
It was right there.
Like
it was right.
It was the past becoming the future and the future becoming the past.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know. I would have thought it would have been better to have like him kill the wrong suspect, and I feel like that would have continued the cycle. Like they thought, you know what I mean? And I thought that's where they were leading it to, where like was that he did something where he framed somebody because he was too good at what he was doing, covering up stuff. Like where he,
I think the thing was like they were chasing killers and they wanted to protect these people and honor their name, and in the process they became a killer unwittingly. So like the story is from there.
But it just seemed like it was that. I don't know. I just think that his character, like him killing that girl, was everybody was there. I mean, like it's like it seemed like it was by accident. You know what I mean? She's stumbling around at night. You know what I mean? They look at like and it's an active crime scene. You know what I mean? It's just like
it was an accident.
Quick on the draw.
They had to make a quick decision: cover it up, or he go to jail. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Mr. Cooper says, creepy versus scary. Is there a difference? I think so.
Oh, yeah.
I think so. I think Jared Leto's character was creepy. I think scary films, you'll get jump scares. Like you might be worried the next day. You might not sleep well. This film didn't do that for me. It was definitely thrilling. It was definitely creepy, but I put scary and horror in the same category. Horror films are supposed to be scary. This wasn't
Creepy is
that.
like unnerving.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Jared Leto had those, and I think they might have had contacts in his eyes too, because his eyes look real pitch black in the like you just said, like those really dark eyes.
Prepare for that role. He got his eyes tattooed.
What?
Who got what tattooed?
What are you talking about?
All these method actors prepare for their roles. They take it the extra mile. Jared Leto.
I definitely don't think he's
tatted.
I think he absolutely stayed up for a while to prepare for this. He stressed himself out. I don't think he gained weight. I don't think that belly was his.
That was padded.
But I definitely think
I don't know. He did gain a lot of weight for Chapter 22.
That was probably his body, man. I mean, he looked terrible.
Yeah, he did. He looked real greasy too. He was like real sleaze ballsy.
He definitely didn't wash his hair.
No, yeah.
Didn't wash his back.
I don't know. I'm skeptical when you have a film and like an actor gained weight for it and you don't see their body. Like he was covered from neck to toe the entire time. You didn't even see a t-shirt on him. Yeah. So I don't know.
He was wearing the same uniform.
Yeah, I was about to say, did he wear the same thing the whole movie?
Probably. You know what I want to pay attention to his boots and his pant leg. In that opening scene, you got to see that. And they mentioned boots so many times on the film, because of that other case. The reason why he was in that city in the first place in LA, because he needed to pick up some boots.
Yeah.
That's important.
He wore those boots.
Huh?
Denzel's character wore those boots the entire time.
He was wearing them?
He was wearing those boots for evidence. Remember, because I was like, when he was cleaning out Jared Leto's character's house, I was like, does Denzel have some boots on? Those snake boots, because they like start from his feet and they go up to him and they pan up when he's sitting down in that chair. And then after he goes back, he leaves the boots in the hotel room. He must have just left the boots there.
Yeah. Footprints and stuff, all that stuff.
Yeah.
He's a detective. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Did y'all notice how they had Denzel's character out of place the whole movie? Like his car was so out of place. Like his role in that whole, I felt like that was a device for the story too.
Give me an example.
Like his truck, like nobody else drove a truck, and his truck seemed real old, almost like a direct comparison to what the killer was driving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought it was interesting the way they presented his character.
I mean, I guess he technically was out of place because he wasn't supposed to be there. He, in a way, was no longer welcome after he actually killed that woman. He kind of rolled back in there, leaving his car where he left it, almost like, I'm still the man, forgetting that he's no longer the man. Like, who drives a truck and just leaves it idle like that? Like, not putting it into a space. So that's almost some arrogance to him, like, oh, I'm supposed to be here. And then he was reminded very quickly by his car being told, like, no, you are not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So I could agree. He definitely looked like an outsider, and it's because he was one.
Yeah, I think that was intentional too.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, at the end, his character made sense, because when he was in that hotel room having those visions, I was like, what is going on with your body?
Yo, when the girl was by his feet.
Yeah, I was like,
sucking on his toes.
Holding his toes.
Yo, and then that happened right after the man at the front desk asked him if he wanted company.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness, did he get some company? Is this type of movie? Is he this type of police officer? This is crazy. Like,
trouble, man.
Be better than that.
He's trouble. Then it made sense. I was like, oh, that's why he had that triple bypass surgery and lost his wife. Went crazy. He was just guilty. He felt guilty. It was guilt.
Yeah. Guilt ate him up inside. And that's why he probably did that. That's why he did that to his character, because he saw himself in that character and he had 2 kids. He had 2 daughters, a beautiful wife, beautiful home, and he's just like, I know what happens when I kill somebody by accident. I don't want that same guilt to happen to this character, so I'm gonna give him that item. You know what I mean? To ease his conscience over a little bit. But then what happened? My thought was at the end of that, what happens when the killer strikes again?
There's already a crew looking out for him. I mean, he's taking time off. I would hope that he doesn't go back to homicide or he doesn't go back to that same area. He's really stressed out. It's in his best interest that he does not go back to that same department.
Yeah. I think Rami's character, when he saw that red beret, he knew it was just like more of a symbol than an actual piece of evidence.
No, I took it as serious because otherwise Denzel wouldn't have had to buy a fake one and then throw it out.
Then, because I feel like to Parko's point, P. Rich's point, like the killer's gonna strike again.
Yeah.
So
and he's gonna see it. He's gonna see it on the news. He's gonna see whatever, and then he's gonna be like,
maybe like, because when he wrote that note, I was like, no angels. Okay, is that gonna be enough for him to get it?
And then the beret.
Maybe having that symbol, that physical thing he can touch. Maybe it's just a way to remind him. The same way Denzel had that bullet to remind him.
Well, actually, it was the coroner. She had the bullet. She
gave it to him, right?
I think showing it to him or letting him hold it and letting him feel it, like she has never forgotten and she feels guilty too.
Yeah, well, same kind of situation. How about it?
What's next? Oh, that.
I was just gonna say I definitely want to watch it again and see if I find anything new and possibly mention it next week.
Yeah, man. Can we say that I'm waiting on the sequel for 7? I've been waiting on it.
That was your sequel.
No,
a sequel to 7.
They had the end was reminiscent of 7 a little bit, but like I need a copycat killer, new detectives with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman retired, and then the new detectives kind of.
You talking about Brad Pitt? Brad Pitt's gonna be in prison.
Nah. He ain't gonna be in prison that long. Yeah, they reduce sentence. But that'd be part of his backstory. He was in prison. He came out. They lean on them too for answers, and we hear that recording at the end of 7 when they were driving. They were recording that conversation the whole time. Yeah. So in this sequel, I would like to hear that recording being played by the new detectives, looking as they like trying to look for clues and whatnot.
And then at the end is Brad Pitt's character because he was so psychologically broken by Kevin Spacey's character that he became the copycat killer.
Oh damn, that's messed up.
Detective Mills become the new John Doe.
Yeah, he becomes the new John Doe. I mean, dude. I mean, after you see that to your wife, I mean, come on, like, who wouldn't be kind of messed up in the head? I mean, what? Hold on, did he cut her head off, or did he just? They didn't really cut the head off, right?
In the box.
Yeah, her head was in the box. Yeah. So, and she was pregnant, so he lost 2 people. He lost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, is it mine? Have you not seen 7?
No, but I'm just listening. Man.
I mean, it's a great movie though. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's still worth to watch.
It's a great crime thriller.
Yeah, crime thriller. Yeah, it's great.
I'm starting to enjoy crime thrillers more. I think during COVID, I've started watching a wider array of genres, and I've actually started watching more crime documentaries. There's actually a really good one on Netflix that came out recently about the Night Stalker, who was also in LA. Man, these serial killers on the West Coast, they're crazy. But that was a documentary, and I do enjoy crime films. I kind of fell off. I love horror so much that it's easy for me to focus on that. But I watch a lot of crime too. So definitely, I'll check it out. But you guys didn't spoil anything for me. I blanked out intentionally.
I mean, have you watched
Hunters?
Yeah, I was saying, have you watched Mindhunters yet?
No.
You should watch that.
Yeah, you should watch
Wait, Mindhunters is it a documentary or a show?
It's a show on Netflix, yeah.
David Fincher.
I think I might have started it, but I don't think I got through the episode. But that was well before COVID, so I can check it out again.
Yeah, man. That's a great one.
Slow pace, but good, very good.
I think that's what it was. It was starting off too slow for me, and I like quick action, get into it. Somebody needs to die in the first 2 minutes, and yeah. But I mean, I have nothing but time now.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, it's slow all the way through. Slow.
Mm-hmm. My thing is
marinated meal.
So it's just if you like it, you like it. If you don't, it's cool. It's one of those. It's gotta. Yeah, it's a slow pace show.
Other than Mindhunter
episodes of WandaVision.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, the first 2 episodes of WandaVision? Yeah, they could have chopped that off the block, and then episode 3 and 4 should have been 1 and 2.
That's what I'm saying. They should have combined episode 1 and 2, 1 and 2. That shouldn't even be counted as a 2 episode. That should have been like a 40-minute episode or whatever. You didn't even
need the first 2 episodes because in episode 3 they could have tied that all together when they're watching the monitors.
Real quick, that is our community discussion for today. Right. So do we want to just get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it because we're coming into an hour and a half. So
let's dive right into it. WandaVision. Well, first, P. Rich and Donovan, you guys were talking about the first 2 episodes and how you hated it. So continue.
No, I was saying those.
I hated it.
Yeah,
I hated
it.
What kind of white people stuff is now? Just kidding.
That's exactly what JBM said.
What kind of mayonnaise stuff is this?
Mayonnaise technically doesn't mean white. It's just mayonnaise.
No, not even that. It's just the story point is those first 2 episodes. It's they could have done that how they did episode 3 with the monitors. They could just show that footage. This is what's going on.
I mean, Marvel leaned on their influence, and they were this is what we want to do. We're gonna do it. It's what it is. But yeah, they definitely could have told that story a little different.
Yeah,
we didn't need to see all of that.
Yeah, we didn't need to see 2 full episodes of Nick at Night, in my opinion.
Yeah, me neither. Especially when they were just giving us bits and pieces, crumbs and stuff within it. It was just a little bit too much for me, and I was just And then in reality, it almost felt like if in the context of the show, it felt like we were the shield agents. I mean, because at the end of the episode, it zooms out of the first episode, and the notepad is right there. So it almost felt like you were the people. You were just in the moment of the sword agents, just watching that episode, pretty much watching those episodes. Yeah. And I think that's kind of what they were trying to go for when they kind of went back on the other episode on episode 4. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think I mean, I'm glad we got to it. Me personally, I'm glad we got 2 episodes that first week because I think Disney made the right decision because they knew if they would have just released 1 episode each week that we would have been what is going on right now, guys? Because I mean, imagine if we would have got episode 3 this week, we would have been
you would have had to wait a month.
I know we would have been 4th week. I know that 4th week we would have had to wait a month before anything started getting good. We would have been are you kidding me right now? So I'm glad they knocked those first 2 episodes out in that first week. So because that was
down 5 to go. 5 more.
Because people would have probably, I guarantee people would have gave up on it if they would have just went. They would have been oh, this is week 4. What am I going to be? What's the series going to be this time? What are we going to be in 90s, 80s?
Yo, we are dragging on one.
Yeah.
I know people who gave up after the first week. They weren't interested anymore. So yeah, I feel you on that. I loved it though. I loved the Easter eggs and the writing notes and then going to Google and looking up stuff. That was so much fun for me. But I definitely understand that people don't like that.
Yeah.
Ms. Cooper convinced me there was more to it. Yes, you just had to hold out.
I think the biggest thing is that I think they should, if they were going to do the sitcom route, I think they should have moved it up a few generations. I just think that Marvel's audience is for ages 5 and up or whatever. You know what I mean? And I just think if you're showing your kid these first 2 episodes of WandaVision, it's just going over their head. They're yeah. This current episode is the first episode of what's familiar to them.
I need that soundbite.
So I think this first episode is the first episode that the kids and everybody who are like, that are not used to, who've never seen I Love Lucy, Bewitched, all those shows will finally be like, okay, now I'm understanding. Oh, this guy's from Ant-Man. Oh, this guy's from Mrs. Marvel. I remember this. Yay. You know what I mean? And they're starting to say yay to the things they're starting to remember. So I don't know. I think they should have moved it up to some sitcoms of like, they should have did Boy Meets World or something, or or Full House or something. I don't know. They should have just, I don't know.
Yeah, I can see
It might get up there. Beer Garden says, but thirsty Marvel fans like every content of Marvel. I agree. JBM didn't like that part of it. I think episodes 1 and 2 were made for the Marvel fan that they knew would go out and Google. And I was cool with it. I think, it's okay for Marvel to just do something off the strength that they are Marvel and they have a lot of followers, especially since we haven't seen that from them in a while. Except the only thing that I would say that tried it was Iron Fist on Netflix.
I like Iron Fist season 2.
I couldn't get past season 1, so I'll never be able to watch season 2. It's not happening. It was awful.
The best thing in Iron Fist was the brother. What's his name?
I wouldn't know. I checked out
in the company, his best friend or whatever. The one that was manipulated by his father.
Oh yeah, Ryan or Wade or something. I don't know.
Wade,
I know you're talking about.
He was mad emotional, but he was interesting to watch. And girl, Iron Fist partner. I like her. The one karate.
Everybody was better than him. Everyone was more entertaining. Everyone was more exciting to watch. You got excited when he was not on the screen.
Yeah, the karate. Yeah, what's her name in the show?
I forgot.
I don't want to call her Karate Girl.
Karate Girl.
She deserves more respect than that.
But Colleen Wing was her name.
Yeah, she did great. I like her. She did great.
Back to WandaVision. Beer Garden says that we are promised way more action in episodes 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
They better bring it.
If you are on Discord, Beer Garden actually dropped his theory for what goes down. We wanted to talk about it today. JBM, did you get to read all of that?
Yes. And that is so.
Was that the guy who posted last night? I think Mike.
Yeah, his name is Mark.
Mark. Okay, Mark. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I saw something like that. He was posting up a bunch of stuff. I was like, I don't know if I got time to read all this.
I read most of it, but I was a little out of the loop. I was hoping that Coop could get on because he understood it better than I did.
Yeah, him and Coop were engaging heavy.
They're hold on, let me pull it up so that I don't say the wrong thing.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull that up.
But basically,
it was a lot of theory in there, though.
There is, what's his name? Nightmare. His theory is that Nightmare, who is a villain in Marvel, and Mephisto are working together, and that Nightmare is, or I don't know if that's his theory, but my theory is that Dottie might be Nightmare, because we know that in this episode we get to see what's going on in the background. We get to see Shield's whole investigation into what's happening. We get to see their wall full of names and information, and Dottie was the only person who wasn't on that wall. But we did see that they could see Dottie's face on screen. They saw the scene where Dottie cut her hand. So I don't know, just something's up, and I'm really feeling like Dottie is a lot more important than we think. But his theory is that Nightmare and Mephisto are working together to control Wanda's mind. Oh, and that Vision is also going to step out of the field and die.
Yeah, and that Shadow or Mephisto takes over his body, or brings his body back into the Wanda's reality to kind of save him. He was saying something like that, which is an interesting theory. Yeah.
I think I didn't have any issues with the theory. I was just so far out of like I didn't know who Nightmare was until yesterday. I had to go through my big old encyclopedia and look through it. But yeah, this is like the first time that I've been stumped. I feel like Mark, who is Beer Garden, took us all the way to like episode 9 in thoughts, and I'm like still processing episode 4.
That was super. Yeah, Beer Garden production is super thorough, man, with the theories.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I think Vision is somebody that's gonna surprise us, and that's
You
my.
think so?
That's
No,
my
I think
theory.
that's just like his animated corpse because he's gonna be like.
That's what I thought.
On his own will, though. It's like it's he acts different from the other people, so it's interesting.
Who, Vision?
Yeah, it's like, why is he questioning Wanda? Why is he walking out of the force field?
Feels like it's
Wanda
something different, right?
Huh?
I think she brought light, just like how the stone gave her powers. I believe that she just like brought his like some part of his consciousness into him.
Oh,
like
his mind, she must have stole his body. He's a dead body, but since he's a robot, he's got a cache of RAM data. So when he's sparked with electricity, he's powered up and he's booting off RAM.
Like
pretty much.
That's
how it is.
Well,
Connections.
He's just a charger.
Donovan just mentioned it, and I think this might be the reason why he's able to, keep it together. But she is actually animating his dead body. Like she has his body. It's there with her in Westfield, which might be a part of the reason why he still has some of his consciousness and he's trying to correct her, because that's something that he would actually do. But what confirms that for me is after she throws Geraldine out of the reality and she's kind of shooken up, when he comes back in, he's dead.
Dead.
And it's the way his body looked after Thanos ripped out the stone in Infinity War. I think that she kind of lost grip with the reality that she was creating for a moment, and she saw him as he truly is and not how he wanted to.
Y'all know how horrific that is? Like how crazy Wanda is right now?
She's doing a weekend with
got the dead body just floating around.
We can have Vision.
I feel like
that's like that is horrific.
After this, I would have.
I'm here for it.
If I was Marvel, I would have parodied Weekend with Bernie's.
Weekend with Vision.
Because that's what Weekend with Vision. Because that's pretty much what it is. It's just Weekend with Bernie's. You know what I mean?
Weekend with Vision. Yo, that's hilarious.
There's a new meme.
Pleasantville with Tobey Maguire and what's her name? Reese Witherspoon, I think.
Yeah.
So I was kind of confused when Rambo when she came back from the snap. So how long does the snap take place from now?
5 years.
No, till now. Like what? Like
at least
till so basically. No. It's a few weeks.
No, I know that, but when Rambo got snapped back in,
yeah.
Like how long was that from there till that episode?
Oh, relative.
It's only a few weeks. Yeah, it was only a few weeks.
So it was a few weeks after the end game.
Yeah.
Okay.
She literally gathered herself together, mourned her mom, and went back to work. Like there was
like
not
a couple of weeks. Yeah, it was a couple of weeks. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Because I was thought maybe like the Scarlet Witch we saw at Endgame, that wasn't really Scarlet Witch. Maybe I don't know.
What?
No, well, Endgame is 5 years. 5 years.
After.
Oh yeah.
Snap.
Yeah. So 5 years after the snap.
Yeah.
But she was snapped, so we're seeing her come right back mentally. Like she was just in Wakanda when she got snapped away, and now all of a sudden she's brought into the fight. So all of that anger was fresh for her.
Okay.
That's why I didn't even consider that. That's why she, was going so hard on Thanos that he needed rain fire to come down and save her. Like she had literally just seen Vision killed, and then boom, all of a sudden she has an opportunity to fight Thanos again. So that being said, after that, I would not be surprised if she had a mental breakdown and had to go immediately somewhere to take care of herself.
Well, that's the thing where you see Tony. So it kind of makes sense why this, because they say they're in New Jersey. It makes sense on the map because, I mean, right after, Tony Stark, pretty much gets, that whole river scene where his heart is going out into the, whatever that lake bed. That's probably somewhere upstate New York, somewhere near Avengers facility. And so immediately, yeah. And so pretty much after that, she probably vanishes or does something. Because I went back and watched that Endgame last scene just to see how she looked, and she was just like, everybody else was kind of like, oh hey, and she just wasn't there in her. It looked like she was just like blank stare, like, like I'm not even in the head space to be at a funeral right now, or so. Who knows? It just, and that's the thing, like that's kind of like, I can't wait to see these, like, episode 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, is because I want to be able to see, like, are they gonna call in Avengers to help them out with this situation? Now that they know Wanda and Vision are there, is there going to be any Avengers to come in and help, like Falcon? Are we going to see that setup? Is like episode 9, we're going to see Falcon and Winter Soldier come in, and then that launches their adventures from there.
I think we might get to see what's his name, Doctor Strange, but I have a feeling that we won't see them until it's too late, because everything that's happening is happening inside this town. It's not destroying anywhere else as of right now. No one is dying. So I'm kind of wondering if Sword is like, yo, this is really weird, but we want to keep this on the hush hush right now, especially when no one remembers the town. Like, no one who's had any interaction with this town knows it's there. Imagine trying to, bring in a whole bunch of people to work on something that no one thinks exists. So I think because it's just happening in this hexagon of this town, they're like, yo, let's just figure it out ourselves, because it's not even like the public is worried about it. The public doesn't even think the town is there. So it's a big deal, but no one's worried about it. So I fear that they're not going to get the Avengers in until Wanda breaks. And by that point, she's already jacked up time.
And I think that's what it is. I think that by the time they, obviously, Martin probably knows a little bit more because he's of the, the spoiler leaks. But I really think that, they're going to actually, them continuing to interfere with her new reality, her therapy session. Them continuing to interfere with that is going to drive her to continue to get madder and mad. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know.
That's probably going to lead into the Doctor Strange.
Yeah. So, me personally, I think either Doctor Strange will probably have to come in and contain her somehow. You know what I mean? And then that's him. And like you said, that's what leads into Doctor Strange, is where he tries to contain her, and it leads it into this, multiverse of madness where he's probably battling Wanda. And it's
the ending of this show will probably lead into the multiverse of madness.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I thought that Doctor Strange, I think probably, Doctor Strange will be battling Wanda through the multiverse and madness. Like, she's going to be moving him from multiverse to multiverse. It might be like a chase game type of thing.
I'm trying very hard not to watch the leaked footage. I really want to see it as
me too.
Want to release it to us. However, I know we got just 2 weeks, so let's get to next week. Not this week starting tonight, but the week after that. Let's get to episode 6, and then we could talk it all out. But I'm trying to take it slow. I promise.
Yeah.
I'm losing the battle, but let me get through episode 5, and we'll see what happens. Here, I have a question. Maybe you can help me. Is it safe to say that Spider-Man Far From Home happens after this?
I think so. Yeah, because in Spider-Man Far From Home, we're not seeing anybody being blimped back or anything like that. It's kind of looks like everybody's kind of adjusted back into everyday life. School started already, and obviously what you see at the end of Far From Home, you see Nick Fury up in space with a huge shield, or not shield, but sword base in space. So it could mean that Spider-Man Far From Home is months, or 6 to 8 months after Endgame.
I'm low-key thinking it might be more like a year, because I mean it's gonna take forever. We just got back and now all of a sudden you want to take my kids to Europe?
Yeah, you want to take me to school? Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking I think Far From Home takes place like a year after the Wanda event situation.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense.
And I think this is where all the TV stuff is going to happen. So I believe that all the TV stuff that we're going to be seeing takes place between Endgame and Spider-Man Far From Home. So if you watch all the movies, because there's a way they have all the movies lined up to the way you want to watch them. Mm-hmm. So it would be like you watch Endgame, you watch WandaVision, you watch Falcon, you watch Loki, and then what's the fourth show? Is there a fourth show?
There's several shows. There's like 9.
I know, but what's the one that's in the MCU? It's Loki, and then is there another like show other than that, or is it just all those off like what ifs and all that other stuff?
Mm-hmm. There's the Skrull show.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Secret Invasion. So I think Secret Invasion will happen after Endgame, or not after Endgame, but happens after Far From Home, because because that's when we kind of get we know that Nick Fury is being replaced, or was replaced on Earth anyway, by a Skrull. So Secret Invasion happens after Far From Home.
Here's the list of all of the shows coming out on Disney Plus from Marvel. You have WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Secret Invasion, that's the Skrull show, Ironheart, which is Riri Williams, the Black Iron Woman who has the strongest Iron Man suit, Armor Wars, which is going to be starring Don Cheadle. Guardians of the Galaxy is going to have a holiday special, and Baby Groot will have his own short show.
So I'm thinking probably Loki is going to be the end of the Phase 4 TV shows. I'm thinking. So it'll be like we're getting a whole year of all these TV shows to kind of, the in-between of like what's going on behind the scenes of the snap. Because that's the biggest thing of these movies, is that we usually get these big events, but we don't see how is it affecting the smaller branches of the real world of the MCU. That was kind of like what we got from Daredevil and Luke Cage, that we saw that how the alien attack on New York was kind of affecting everything, how Kingpin was able to come in and buy up half of Hell's Kitchen because of the alien attack and everything like that, and how Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was kind of the cleanup of the Hydra kind of reveal and things like that. So I'm thinking, end of Loki, that'll be the final piece of the puzzle. We'll get into Spider-Man 3, Doctor Strange, and then we'll kick off our other Marvel TV shows after that.
Do we think the Hawkeye show might fill in that gap too? Or I'm wondering if the Hawkeye show is about what Hawkeye was doing in between the first and the second snap.
I wouldn't be surprised about if we saw Hawkeye's, we saw his character Ronin doing like kind of like a flash, like kind of like a flashback. Yeah, killing all the people.
I don't think that's gonna be on Disney Plus.
I think, what I'm saying is, I'm thinking they're gonna do kind of like, because there has to be some type of PTSD. I'm gonna say PTSD, but I'm sure they're gonna be doing some flashbacking to when his time as Ronin, to how he's training his daughter, Kate Bishop and stuff like that. They're probably gonna be doing stuff back and forth. So who knows? It could be just like how Black Widow takes place before Infinity War. So they might just do something like that, where Hawkeye actually just takes place in between Infinity War and Endgame, takes place in between those 5 years of what he's been doing. So, but like what Don Cheadle said, that the things that he was doing between that time were some stuff you didn't want to see. Type, he was doing some messy stuff. He was, he went off the deep end. His therapy was that he was going to go around and kill the people that didn't, the people who deserved to get blimped, pretty much.
Snapped, yeah.
Yeah,
But
snapped away. Yeah.
I did like the little Fantastic Four setup. Hopefully,
For which one was that? The Fantastic Four?
in this previous episode of WandaVision.
In the beginning,
There was?
they mentioned
Yeah,
the,
they were like talking about like how's the astronaut program? How many numbers do we have?
Oh.
yeah, they made a
I didn't-
reference to an astronaut program.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear about that. No, I didn't say
It's like in the first 15 minutes.
It was like when Rambo was walking down the hall with the
Mm.
dude from SWORD.
What
Hmm,
film is the Fantastic Four being introduced in?
No, I'm just saying it's like just a theory I had when I saw that they were talking about the astronaut program and Rambo was like, how many numbers do we have?
Mm.
And then I put that in the Discord because like there's Fantastic Four, they were all astronauts.
Oh yeah.
They're not getting their own film. They're not getting an origin film. They're going to be introduced in a different film. I know it's not Doctor Strange. Oh, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Quantum, that movie.
Ant-Man 3, pretty much.
The Fantastic Four in that film.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just had it was on my mind for a moment. I have a question. Do we think that Tommy and Billy, aka Wiccan and what's his name, Speed or whatever, are they going to survive this? Do y'all think they're going to make it out of this?
Her kids?
They ain't real.
The bit. Oh well, actually, it's I don't know. They're not real, but then
It's 2 Cabbage Patch dolls.
they become real though. They become part of the Young Avengers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is
Sorry.
that to happen in this universe, or do we think Mephisto's actually going to get them?
How is
I
that
can
going?
see that possible.
Who knows? Hey man, we're
Hey, I'm here for
gotta
it.
wait.
Yeah. I just wish like Xavier and Magneto was like all a part of this too, but it's a thing. Like I don't know how
Or
they're gonna-
coming back. He said,
We'll get them. Just not right now, but we will definitely get them. I'm so hyped for that, to see the X-Men on screen again.
But no, like they're like more like in the House of M, where I guess this is what they're doing is like they're more part of the story.
Obviously, they got to do a tamed down version because we don't have any mutants yet. But
Yeah.
just real quick, I got to step off. I have something to attend to. So I got to cut out just a little early. But yeah, it was good to kick it with y'all for the cookout. People in the comments, everybody that joined us and watched, much appreciate that. Much love. Yeah, I'm gone, baby.
Thank you for joining.
yeah, peace.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.
We'll probably wrap up in another 8 minutes. I have another, not a theory, but an idea or something I would like to see. We know what Wanda sees and what she's creating. We now have a view of what's outside. I want to know, like, this reality, is that what the inside of this bubble looks like? Or is this what Wanda's mind is projecting onto people? Like how JBM just said, it's 2 Cabbage Patch dolls, and how Vision's dead body is just floating around. I wonder if that's what things really look like, and just the people can't see that.
I think that's what it is. I think she's projecting this image because you see when at the board they start breaking down the people who are in the they're just civilians. Half the people are civilians, and they just got caught in the crossfire. At this point, and so she's projecting all of this. She probably, like I said, she's a living stone, so she could do pretty much anything in the world with those powers. And so she probably gave them some type of amnesia and planted this weird, and so on that first episode when that guy's choking on, or was he choking on some meat or something, and so he's actually dying, and so that kind of snaps them out of their thing, and she's like, stop this, stop this, I don't want to be in this, like I don't want to, you know what I mean? And she's like repeating herself over and over and over again, like, stop this, stop this, stop this. And now we know why, because she's like projecting this type of thing onto it. So I don't understand how Vision is operating, because he's still phasing through. He phased through that person to grab that meat out. So I don't know, like, how, like, she's manipulating his powers somehow, or somebody's manipulating Vision somehow to where he can still do, his powers and all that stuff. And I mean, obviously, we got a glimpse of what Vision actually looks like outside her projection, which is, you know, a floating. And one other thing, like, why does Vision's color? He's a robot. Why does he turn a different color when he's dead?
I guess that's just him powered down. Like in Age of Ultron, he changes his coloring to suit him. Like that's not what he originally looked like when he came out. He modified himself a little bit to make himself look better. Like remember when he created a cape after looking at Thor, he was like, "Oh, I like that." So this is him just being, for lack of better terms, like without a power source, without energy. He's just a big hunk of vibranium at that point.
Okay,
colorless.
That makes sense. Yeah. So
I hope we get to see that on camera though. Like I want to know what it really looks like in there.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I think that would also assist with how much Wanda is losing it. Like we know Wanda is losing it, especially, you know, we're doing all this research, we're Marvel heads, but I want like, what do people who are not watching this, who are not serious fans, what do they think about Wanda's mental state?
Yeah.
And I feel like that would really set it off.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that she's creating a world which robbed her of that. Like Thanos robbed her of this happy life that, because at the beginning of Infinity War, I mean, that's what they were like. We want to be together. We want to run off together. We want this. You know what I mean? You know, Vision turned off his transponder. Tony couldn't even find him. You know, they wanted this family, this family life together, and Thanos robbed her of it. And so now this is her opportunity to do. I mean, this is her way of coping with that by creating this false reality and everybody around it. Because I mean, obviously, you can't just live with a dead robot Vision floating around your house. People are going to be asking questions. So she's like, "No, I'm going to cut us off from the whole world and make my own reality here." And this is how things should have been, you know. And so, and I'm sure we're gonna probably get some backstory on why we're watching these old TV shows. Why she has these, like, you know, these, because I'm sure that, like, while she was in, was it Wachovia? That's where she grew up at.
The mental. No. When she was a
little girl, they're probably gonna have something like where she was a little girl. She watched all these, like, you know, all these shows when she was growing up because of, you know, those shows probably in the. Back when her European country were like just finally coming on television back then or something like that. And she used to watch them as a little girl. And that's kind of like her, you know, and that's probably where she's getting inspiration from or something like this. Probably pulling from some childlike state of hers and bringing it up. And so we're probably going to get all that backstory in the later episodes where she was like, while we're in this kind of, you know, TV thing, or they may not even explain why we're in a television while we're going through it.
I think they will. My theory was, since she's in a mental institution, like, you know, the stereotype is that they play those type of shows. They play older stuff. They're not playing anything new. They're not playing anything violent. They're just playing, you know, old sitcoms all the time. So if that's what she's watching, if that's what she's being exposed to, even like, I could just imagine her sitting in front of the TV, just stuck, like blank faced, and projecting herself into these shows. That's how I thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that could be totally it. Thanos ad where he played. I mean, I would love to see something crazy where, like, and I think that's why we're getting these ads too, because of if you think about it, Tony Stark, like, you know, while we got the first Tony Stark ad and while we got the Hydra, she was taken by Hydra, turned into experimented on. That's why we got that ad. You know, Tony Stark, you know, brought war and destruction onto her, you know, her homeland. That's why we got that Tony Stark ad, you know. But even though we saw it
about mind control, a Hydra had a soap. Was it you who told me during Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that controls your mind? Yeah,
there was like a product that you could,
Nice.
Yeah. And so did we get any ads? We didn't get any ads in the current ones, did we?
No, we didn't get any ads. You talking about episode 4?
Yeah, no, not episode 4. What was that? What was the ads in episode 3? Was it there was the spa day, right?
It was the soap, the Hydra soap. Yes.
Was that the only one? Did we only got one, right? We only got
that one.
We didn't get 2 ads like we did in the other episodes.
Yeah. No, we
Yes.
didn't get to ads in the previous episodes.
Oh, sorry. It's just because I watched them
Two
back to
episodes.
back. Yeah. So that's okay. So yeah, it was like
First it was
yeah,
the Stark Toaster, then it was the Hydra Watches, then it was the Hydra Soap.
the Hydra soap. Yeah.
And I do think
Exactly.
it's important that we have seen more Hydra ads than we have Stark ads.
Yeah, I think that's because Hydra took her at one point, and so she's like getting at Hydra. It's like that. Like Stark had like a little bit to do with her upbringing in terms of like the violence that or Stark Industries, because they used to manufacture weapons, and so she grew up in a war-torn country, and so that was probably what she saw. And then Hydra took her, and then Hydra, and then so I'm excited to see what ads we're gonna get in the future episodes. If they continue down the television format in the future episodes. So I don't know if do you think we're going to be switching back and forth, or are we going to be switching now that we know what's outside the wall? Are we going to be switching from, we get a couple minutes of inside the television, outside the television, inside, you know what I mean? Are we going to be doing that, or
we might switch back and forth? But honestly, everything that I want to see, like I want to see Mephisto. I want to know what else is going to happen inside. I kind of don't care if we see more of the outside. I do think we're going to see some flashes, because I mean the people on the outside are still trying to get in. For all I know, they might even try to send Monica back in there. Like, look, you survived. Go back. Let's see what works.
Whatever happened, they didn't explain whatever happened to the beekeeper dude who came out of the sewer. Like he didn't
go back out. He's still in there.
He didn't go back out. So I'm wondering, is that where he transforms into his? Because obviously he's a sword agent. He's not bad. He's not AIM like we thought he was. So maybe this is where he makes his transformation into the beehive, bad guy that we see, because of whatever she does to him. He either stays in there or does something. Who knows? But I'm excited to see who that character is, because we don't get a look at his face.
That yesterday, my theory is that although Wanda is the person creating this reality, her mind is in control of Mephisto's, right? And Agnes is doing a lot of stuff to her. I think although she's created this reality, she is not necessarily in control of its contents. So I believe that although this individual walked in a sword agent, when they came through the barrier, they changed into what Mephisto wanted it to be, which is why it turned into an AIM agent who was essentially scary. When Wanda saw him, it was, although in a way like could have tried to bring her to reality, it scared her enough that she knew to move to something else. So I think it was definitely a negative thing, and I don't think that was by her design. It's by her design that he changed when he entered the barrier. That's why the rope changed also into the jump rope. But I think he did become something negative. But I also think he might just be gone. We might not see him ever again.
Yep, true.
Done.
He bit the dust.
Another one.
Oh man, I mean, there's so much to unpack on these episodes. It's just like, dude, I thought I knew what was going on. I was like, oh, that's an AIM agent. Yeah, Beehive. Yeah, let's do this. That's what's going on. And then like this episode kind of threw that all for a loop, because even the girl outside of it said somebody's editing the show. So I'm not sure, like, is it Wanda who's editing the show?
I think it's Wanda who's editing the show, because in episode was it episode 3 that when Vision came in the room to say that this isn't right, something is wrong, she backed it up and had him come say some positive stuff. I think Wanda is editing it in real time as it's happening. She's changing things.
Yeah.
We just passed the 2-hour mark, and it's getting late, and we started late tonight. So I think Donovan, do you have final thoughts about the episode or anything that you want to see next week?
No, I'm just ready for next week.
I'm ready for next week. Yeah.
All righty. Well, that does it. Thank you guys so much for chilling with us and enjoying the show. Thank you for commenting. I just dropped the link to our coffee page. If you love what we do, if you love our content, please buy us a cup of coffee. Join us on socials at Certified Gumbo, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. And catch us live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Freeman will be on air talking about Star Wars, the Star Wars Sunday P. Rich, do you know the topic?
No, I do not know what the topic is on that.
Well,
so
follow us on socials, and we'll make sure you check it out. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., you'll see P. Rich, you'll see Coop. You might even see JBM on there too.
Oh yeah, but we also have a special announcement that next week we are doing a DC, the first episode of the DC show, and we have a special guest. The writer of Batman and the Gas Lamp will be joining us as we talk about his career, Brian Augusta. So yeah, I'm excited to have him on.
Nice. What day is that?
That is going to be Thursday, I believe.
Thursday, probably 8 o'clock. Are we doing it earlier?
Yes, yeah. 8 o'clock.
Thursday at 8 o'clock. You heard it here first. A new DC show. Please make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. That way you will be alerted every time we go live, every time we schedule a show, or anytime we have an upload. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we are out. What's Coop say? Peace, love, and may the force be with you.
Yeah.